Forward to the green. And we're starting, after a bit of a break, with a fresh session of the Saltmarsh Sidestory, Tales of Fire Island. Last time, the party hit back to base camp, had a little chat, a little bit of conference. Some things were learned, like how to just simply point and yell at Steve and he'll go do something. Then they got into a little bit of a scrape with what looked like, in a way, a convoy of the Kuatoas and their flaming brothers. You snatched away their hostages and darted before finishing the job off. Your intent in general was to head back down south, a little bit to the east, in order to try and find both the port and the warehouse, which you have heard so much about. There was also a ship run aground on a far peninsula that looks appropriate. But for now, you are running, panting, remembering just how fucking hot it is, especially when you're exerting yourself in a very quick succession. But you believe you've managed to get away. At the least, they seem more focused on what they were carrying around than pursuit. You're in the midst of the jungle. It's fucking hell in here. The air so thick it could be chewed on. And just so hot. Your rescued subjects don't look too great in that way. They may have lost some bodily fluids, might be sweating profusely, and may not have been treated well by the Kuatoa. But they're upright, uninjured.
We haven't really talked with them before yet, haven't we? After we ran away.
No, because the last thing you did was run away. And we'll just change the map here in order to show the party's progress. And basically, you were trying to go through the jungle again as a bit of a shortcut.
Yeah. Also, were we trying to get to the forge guy first? I'm not sure anymore.
He was one of your objectives, yeah.
Do you guys remember what we wanted to do first?
Well, it's a chain of events, as in the forge is first.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Warehouse and port second and third.
And now we've got some more people to have tagging along.
But there is also the ship out here.
Remind me what was going on with the ship. Was it just run aground or not run?
Yeah,
aground,
all you saw was just
there?
it was on there. It was on the beach. You got a little distracted by.
It's not the same ship that we were fighting.
No.
A couple sessions ago.
Nah, that's a yellow mark there.
Okay.
Basically, we got a laundry list of things to do.
As is often the case as an adventuring party.
Yeah.
And you do still know that around this area, and in fact it's kind of visible if you ever break tree cover, lots of smokestacks, and the faint, horrible sounds can just about be perceived as something being made from a creature.
The warehouse and the docks was not the same place, or was it?
No. They might be, but generally you're told to go, sort of around this kind of area here. And the port was also just meant to be around this kind of edge of the island. You could only give vague directions because, of course, he just works the forge. That's what he cares about. Nope, actually have to fix a filter here. Was it not? I guess it doesn't work while streaming, that's a bit weird. So, rest of the party, anything to say or do?
Well, we're continuing on, right? Unless,
We should probably talk to our rescuees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
need
like,
to rest.
So.
I really ought to rest.
You did manage. You did say you knew them.
Yeah. I was helping
Yeah.
them on their ship when shit hit the fan.
So you should probably be the one to talk to them, as someone who actually knows them.
Are you scared of meeting new people?
I mean, considering who we've met on this island.
Lots of fun people. Yeah, Margend is doing his best to both look appreciative at you, Shelley, and not look at you directly.
The problem with Okan is he's neither the most talkative nor the smartest guy, so he wouldn't have that much to say.
You'd think the cats would be friendlier.
She would go over and mention that she's very, very glad to see them safe.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, it's a bit of a trip now, Shelley. This normal? When you... I'm not blaming, I just... This has never happened before when we took the boat out, and then... No, that's ridiculous. Sorry, it's an unworthy thought.
No, it's okay. I've never seen something like this happen either. This is a new thing, and I don't like it.
Yep. Yeah, that's a couple of days we were marched by those ones. You see what was in that big box? It was confusing as hell.
I forget what was in the box.
Pieces of figureheads.
Oh, yeah.
Which has been a theme. Note of that down. It may be important later.
We've seen...
Here, Okan shows some of the things he has collected in his bag.
Yeah, bits like that. I mean... It's like oversight. Yeah.
Some wooden heads. One left wooden tit, apparently.
Yeah.
Belt buckles, wooden horse head. Children's rather. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We're trying to make a little collection of survivors that we can pick up. And hopefully we're trying to acquire a ship so that we can all leave.
That would be great, yeah. I mean... We were meant to come back with dinner. That was a few days ago. Probably not going to get the coin for that. And then... Mother-in-law might be a little bit displeased. What with me running off with a daughter again. Yeah, there's a lot going on, isn't there?
Yeah, the whole thing is not very enjoyable for anybody involved.
Also, hello to all of you.
Hi.
Hello. Let's do the proper introductions here.
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious. We've never seen the as he points in the direction of Ginny and Rainey.
So that's Rainey. That's Ginny. That's Mulch.
Neat.
This
Yeah,
is Okan.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, Pavelo was telling us about you.
That's Steve there. Unfortunately, he doesn't speak common.
You see, like, a weird sort of twitching around his face, and it's an approximation of a teeth-displaying smile. It does not have that effect, however, on those who witness it.
Brief question.
Yes?
The Revenant skull on Mark's shoulder. What was his name again?
He does
Oh
not
yeah, I
recall.
forgot him.
Come again?
He doesn't recall.
Ah, right.
I'm just gonna
We
flat
need to
out
give him a
ask.
name.
Yeah, does he have a name he wants to be called?
That's a hell of an opening question. You just call me Burnus. There we go.
She kind of nods, and that right there is Burnus.
Hello! And they fucking recoil at the skull.
He's very friendly.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fine.
He's not like that. He's a good guy.
He's friendly.
He had a body one time.
Well, it's not like we've got anywhere else to go, so thanks, Shelley.
He
What?
won't bite you.
Whopper
He can
job you
do.
lot did out there. Real impressive.
I'm just glad that we could be of assistance.
Well, I mean, you were last time as well, and a few others, to the point where my wife was getting jealous.
Oh, well, sorry about that.
He looks down at Josie. Kind of regretting asking to go out in the boat this time, aren't you? And she just grumbles. Yeah, I do too, to be fair. So... You said you had more people?
Yeah, we have a whole collection of people. Unfortunately, we're heading the exact opposite direction right now.
Somewhere nearby?
Not particularly. And more specifically, I would say it's not safe to have you wandering around without an escort.
Well, I mean, we could, don't want to be a burden is all, you see. Like, you can see you've got things you want to do with weapons and don't really want to be in more situations like that if possible.
Well, we should be able to keep you at least safe and out of the fighting. So that you don't have to
I mean,
worry
I'm just
about
saying, I'm a bit past me tracking days. I'm only just a net thrower, but we could probably make it, just for the benefit of the party. We could probably make it on our own if we just, keep our heads down, just follow the tracks.
So, can Shelley see the giant penis easily?
Yes, Steve is right there. Anyway. But no, you... You're able to give him, like... He does know navigation. So you... Like, if any of you have sailing experience, like a couple of you actually do...
Yep.
You're able to give some cardinal directions, some tips, bit of landmark stuff. And for the benefit of ease, they can slip away. Including the old doddering man.
We've been on this route a few times before. I think it should be not entirely clear, but safer than before.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Plus, you
Okay,
never know.
well-
Truth might find them.
She would also warn about all the people we have in camp so that they're not like, OMG, what the fuck.
Yeah, there's one particular I think you should bring up.
Yeah. The elf.
And the big fire thing.
Oh, he's pretty harmless.
He's very nice.
He's kind of creepy though.
Well, the necromancer isn't creepy at all.
Yeah.
The
I think
necromancer
in
is
terms
also
of
creepy.
In terms of creepiness, I think the necromancer wins out by far.
He's wearing his X.
Right now in camp, he's showing off one of his little talent bits of singing 2 different roles. One, his normal voice, and the other, he twitches the sash he's wearing of his ex-husband to make the mouth move.
I'm sure the others are comfortable.
So yeah, they skirt along. They head off. You're pretty sure they'll be fine.
4 days later, we
Absolutely
find their
fine.
corpse.
What's the worst that could happen? You only left 2 nefarious bad guys back there. So now, party route time. Are you going to continue skirting through the jungle, going deeper into the depths? Try and get a more direct path.
Yeah, I was thinking we should probably go first to the blacksmith to leave the nipple behind.
I agree.
Want him to check if the gem was even useful to him. And also to warn him that we will need some motion of transport for our dwarf friend, Bernice.
Alright, luckily,
Or does anyone else have objections to that?
Nope.
I'm right on board with that.
Mulch, would you
Alright.
like to throw a wrench into it?
I might as well make the best of the situation.
I mean, you could just head straight for a volcano. It's right there. Bound to be something cool in it, right?
And soon I'll be able to walk on liquids, so...
Yeah. And we know that halflings do well with volcanoes and lava streams.
He did befriend a half lava stream.
So you set your
Yeah.
shoulders, take a moment, head back into the jungle. Luckily, a few of you do still remember the pathways. Mulch and Ocon, this is new. You didn't get to go on this pathway this way. When you last
Are we
left
gonna
the
take a
forge, you were
short rest?
teleported instead for a horrific nightmare sequence. There is ample noise and evidence of the Kuato infestation, however. Not in the direct area you're traveling through, but it feels like you're never that far away from a cluster of them. There's
What about a short rest, guys? You know, all these monsters.
I agree.
You want to hunker on down?
Just for a short rest, because I need HP.
Yeah, I'm gonna use some hit dice.
I think Ginny is also a little bit fragile right now.
To be honest, I don't exactly remember what my HP was. It was on the other
Alright, I'll check for you.
token.
Always stick it on your sheet. 49 you were at.
49. And I've been using one stone's endurance, what I remember.
Mm-hmm. Now, I like how you're all eagerly rolling these hit dice. Did you take any precautions for your short rest? Did you make use of anything to make sure that you can get through this safely and securely?
I want to use the dodge action.
Well, that's Mulch covered. What about the rest of you?
I would assume that we would probably try to set up some sort of rolling watch.
For a short rest.
It's also a case of, like, Ocon, for example, is a chef.
Yeah.
He can do
I
things
was
on a
about
short
to
rest.
mention that.
Yeah.
I was just checking if I can actually use it on a short rest too, or just a long rest.
I think that's the preparation of the snacks, maybe?
Yeah.
I haven't read the
as
feat in
part
a
of the
while.
short rest, you can use special food that those get an bonus 1d8 hit points. I also have the special treats.
There you go, you all get a bonus D8.
That would be very, very...
For fun. There we go. Yeah, I was going to let Ocon roll it, but I decided, no, you guys can all roll it separately. Because we know how much luck you guys have. Look at that.
I'm almost full, I'm good.
Chili, it's not raw enough. You know? It's very cooked and seasoned, prepared. It's not just grabbed out of the water and bitten on.
Now, this is a classic meal. This is the good stuff.
Oh yeah, did Steve take any hits? I think he did take a few. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can roll his hit dice. Oh, no, it doesn't actually work that way, really. Or did I set it up properly? Probably not, because fucking NPC sheets are bollocks. Yeah, because they just lump it in together. Well, he's fine. He's got all his HP back. Let's see, where's Marcel? Yeah, I like this on the previous battle map. Marcel was just way out there behind you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is more oppressive for just being an hour of full awareness as you all sit there. There is an intensity in the distance of that noise just rising for a moment. Almost like it's clotting in the air. But you feel horribly unpleasant and sticky and grimy in this jungle here. Not properly rested, but you feel a bit better. And Okon's food took the edge off a bit. Something to appreciate, you know? Not quite the full wilderness kit. A hint of civilization. You continue to
This
journey
meal
on.
makes everything a bit better.
You continue to journey on, finding the Hidden Forge area. It's not hard at all. Like, it looks like they've not repopulated the area. No fire newts sitting in ambush at this point. Though your handiwork is still very present around the place. Fair whack of corpses. Which mainly make for buzzing, horrific clusters of insects. Then downwards into the forge. And there, still working at it, is the Azer. Huge and resplendent in glory, and just focusing on beating things with a hammer right now.
Well,
Yeah.
how do we find
Hello?
this?
Denise, you remember this guy?
It's, not really. I know they're hard workers, but we had a bunch of them, and they all cast themselves to be similar, so,
Alright. Did the Azza have a name?
Nope. He didn't tell anything we got there.
Yeah. So, hello, Azza, Smith.
Smith will do. So, you've returned
Yes.
materials?
Also, some of them, I pull out the nipple. You asked for a gem. Would this be servable?
See his eyes flash with slightly discolored fire for a moment. More sort of the greenish and the great oppressive red as he stomps over to take it from you. Rolling it between thumb and forefinger. You can hear just the grating of the metal of his body against the jewel. Prior enchantment. Good luster.
So it works for you?
Could. It's good material, provided I can shake off what's loaded onto it.
Alright. So one other thing, we found one of your old masters. And I point at the skull on Mulch's shoulder.
Oh, you see the brass lines on his scalp furrow deeply. At that there, like that's an angry sort of expression creeping onto him. Hey, we don't.
Oh, okay, maybe not masters, but one of the dwarfs who used to live on this island. He kind of lost his mobility, and we were wondering if you could help him somehow.
Shameful to say, but I were devoured by ghouls. Vicious, they pulled me apart, they threw away those beautifully smithed armors and weapons I had. Luckily, they were salvageable. Yes.
Now he has me.
And he just looks across at you.
So, are you able and willing to help him? Maybe stick him in an animated armor or something he can control?
I could pull him from the bones into something useful. Limbs, movements. I won't share that art, even on a maker.
Okay.
I mean, how does that sound to you, buddy?
Didn't he just say he wouldn't share this art?
No, I mean, to Bernie, how does he feel about that?
I don't want to be an axe. Don't want to be a hammer much either. I'd rather be a person. I've kind of been one for a while. I know they say we're forged by Moradin, but I'm not going that literal.
It's all right. We'll find another route.
Question: would you rather be a skull or a weapon?
Well, it doesn't have to be a weapon.
As a skull, there's a chance I could be something more. As a weapon, I'm stuck as that. I've heard those things can go insane just trapped in there.
All right, that settles that.
Well, payment. Several days. 3 at most. Return then, I'll have something worthwhile.
All right. So we can grab the weapons from the warehouse, come back, and hopefully have something for Bernice by then.
Perhaps.
Right, sounds like a plan to me.
And luckily this time, you guys just get to walk up the stairs and leave.
Good. So you mean we don't have to go through Vision Hell again?
Not the party, no.
Yeah.
Shelley, Ginny,
Oh God.
wisdom saves.
God damn it.
Fucking hell!
Good start.
Ginny, every hair on your body is standing up. Shelley, you'd do the same if you were anything but the slick, weird, dolphin-skinned elf. But you do really feel the need to just grab onto someone at this point. You are feeling like you're swimming in shark-infested waters without any support whatsoever right now. You feel there's presence, there's things leaning in on you. It's not good. You're nervous walking up these stairs.
I cling to Steve.
What, not to mulch?
No.
Well, Rainy or Ginny,
Like
they're
how
fuzzy.
right top of my head.
No, Steve.
Just picks up the skull. But when the both of you let out an involuntary, just full relief sigh as you both hit the surface. Nothing happened down there, but holy shit, did you guys feel it deep in your heart chest. Continuing south, you know that there's shit tons of smokestacks, a lot of singing, fire, all around this kind of area here.
Should we check it out to see if there's more people to save? Or should we avoid it?
We can kind of maybe cut past the corner of it when we come to the beach, maybe.
Well, I mean, this is just a rough guide, it's not exact. This is where you perceive it's coming from in the distance.
I mean, it's a little bit out of the way anyway. We could kind of just skirt the edge of it.
There are 4 other people in this party who might want to have an input, maybe?
Are you alright? I ask as I tap them on the shoulder.
Well, no, he's suggesting you guys go around, but maybe skirt the edge.
It wouldn't hurt. I mean, theoretically, I could try to scout inwards a little bit.
And I think Okan was also checking on the condition of Ginny and Shelley at this point.
Yeah.
How shaken you two are. Like, it's visible. Ginny actually looks a little bit taller because of how his hair's standing out.
I offer Ginny a snack and some head pats.
Fuck. I allow it.
You could always ask if you just have one. You don't need to have both. Maybe you should check out this contractual agreement. Or you could rationalize it, Jenny. Maybe you're just thinking he's smoothing me down. That's it. It's a grooming. No, that makes it worse.
I'm just gonna say,
Let's spit in my hand first to make it a grooming.
fucking.
I think you might have to vocally establish a boundary here.
I'm just gonna say, I don't really know how to explain it. I don't know what these visions are, but they keep coming.
They don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
Shelly nods in her agreement that
So eloquent.
Alright.
And you want to go climb a tree? Want to make it feel better?
Is Pan roboting for anyone else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was a little bit, but it's
Yeah, we can still
not
understand.
that
It's
bad
just,
anymore.
yeah, it's just like the edge of your words.
Okay.
That's the shortest little shitlord just says. Do you want to go climb a tree?
I climb a tree, but I pee on Pan. No.
What? I did that to save you.
No. Now you're his, right? You're his buddy for life. This is Tabaxi custom. But yeah,
Actually, I will climb a tree. I will kind of take a look around. Does it look like Shelly would be able to sneak around and kind of scout without too much trouble?
give me a perception roll.
Is Shelly willing to? Is the other question.
what was the question?
The question would be if Shelly is willing to scout ahead
Yes.
after she's.
It's what
Yeah.
4/5 of the party are actually capable of, normally.
Yeah. I am more than willing to scout ahead.
Yeah, you can tell here specifically, like, this is where the biggest pile of smokestacks is. Along with there are breaks in the tree line that actually seem to be almost its own little area conjoined. There's fires burning, there are pillars of smoke.
Well,
I've
how about
seen-
this then? How about I sneak off and check out one area, and then somebody else who's also
I like
do
this
the other
idea.
area.
Continue, yes.
With the party.
okay.
It's even better than that. It's splitting the party into single units. Excellent. We have Shelly in one
I do
square.
have a pretty high stealth.
Well, don't forget, there's other people who can volunteer too.
Yeah. Shelly is sneaky now.
And Okon's pretty good at it.
Well, I've been sneaky this whole time, but yeah.
Have you? Can you really say that truthfully?
And you see, I'm good at this.
Oh. No, I'm good at it. Yeah.
Fucking hell!
He gets away with that. This is just like when he plays Blood Bowl. He gets away with his shit.
Subskulls? Ah. Subhouse.
Even Okon
Oh.
is better than Shelly at sneaking.
Shelly, there's one thing hindering your stealth at the moment. In your shaken state, you forgot to let go of Steve. It's hard to sneak with that lummox just lumbering around.
Not to mention that wasn't my actual role, but yeah.
Really? I don't think you get the claim at this point.
No, that was fully a joke. That's why I said I'm good at this, and I hit the button. Because
Steve's
we're
pretty
still in
good
the
at this.
planning. Yeah, he's really good at this. We're still in the planning stage. We haven't decided anything.
Well, it's okay. I can just take those rolls. Yeah.
No.
So she's willing to scout one area. Do we have an advance on that?
Mulch, Ginny, Rainy. Who of you is going to scout the other half?
Well, my perception isn't so great, you know.
I can.
I will cast Pass Without a Trace before we.
They have to stay with you, though.
How far is it again?
It's like 30 feet, I think. Can you pop it? Might be radius or diameter, I'm not sure.
The one saving grace for Shelley is that
Oh, it's just for the casting,
no
okay.
elven kind also imposes disadvantage on other people to see her.
Yeah, never mind, it actually applies for when you leave a radius too. Okay. I thought it was a continual thing. Weird. Like you had to stay within at all times. So, Ginny's putting Pass Without Trace on the group in general, but mainly to benefit Shelley and Rainy right now. So now you may roll your stealth. What, you're not going to say you were good at this before you press it?
Oh! I'm not joking this time.
Same with Rainy
So
and
a
Marcel.
So 28.
33.
Sneaky cat. Elf can't compare. Maybe if you were in water, it'd be fine.
Well, I mean, also...
18 for the lemur.
Also, technically, anybody who's trying to perceive me is at disadvantage, so I mean...
As you just throw some old cloak around you. Alrighty then. Let's see how to reveal this one correctly. Yeah, as you two head south, sneakily. I mean, you lose track of them almost instantly. You just get a flick of Rainy's tail, and that's it. That's the last sign you have that she existed. Shelley, about the same, just without a tail. It's just one weirdly finned foot. Well, he's not with the party anymore. And he is... okay. So, just to simplify this here. You might get a glimpse of how long ago this was.
That thing looks fun.
Yeah, it's fine. Alrighty, so Shelley over here.
That doesn't look like anything that Vistina wouldn't be playing with right now.
So I need a perception check from the two stealthers right now.
Jacqueline would probably be interested as well.
What the two of you gradually piece together is this is some sort of little settlement? Possibly? You can see worthless bits of debris from ships that have just been sort of mounted around as like a wind barrier. Here we go. As Shelley, you creep to the edge of it. Rainy being on the flip side, which is a perfect time to start combat. What Rainy gets to see this close up is among all the... oh, I clicked reveal. So among the debris, there's some shitty little tents. Just a tri-point one, or, well, a 2.1 actually, I suppose. You know, like, the long face is open, and the rest is just a triangle going back. Along with a large brazier, just set up haphazardly. And it's just the intense hissing noise you can hear coming over the place. You can see that there are tentfuls of Kuatoa sitting there rasping out to the sky with steam pouring from their openings. It's not just their mouths, it's from the eyes as well, it's from the gills, it's from every wound they've taken. And a collection of the burning men standing around one of the pyres in particular. And you know that this extends quite a distance. This is a lot of them. Practically an army worth. Now let's reveal a bit more for fun. Like down here, for example. There's evidence of the radiant ones as well. You know what? Let's just reveal the whole thing for fun. Let's get rid of that.
These things.
Wow, I got a couple of the party and some more tokens. But yeah, you two basically just do a little circuitous route around them. So this is why you're able to see past the debris fields and all that there. Like, you're just slowly pacing around, sneakily, craftily. You build up the idea that there is just a lot. There we go, you can zoom out there and have a look.
Holy bananas.
They're all rasping and sort of tapping the bottom of their spears against the ground. They're also not, like, they're all facing one direction. Specifically, way over this way. They're all tilted in that direction, even if they're standing in, even if it's showing them just staring at the front of their tent. If you want to make a guesstimation, you could roll survival, the two of you.
I am surprisingly good at that.
Mm-hmm. Not the best, though. You're edged out. Yeah, the two of you both form it in your heads, but that feels along the line you saw the massive lighthouse-headed giant move. Like, if you picture the island in a strange sort of top-down view, this could be the direction that it might have walked to.
That could totally never be a problem.
As soon as you finish up your route, you do head on back. One thing Rainey notices above Shelley, the braziers were just filled with wood. Not shaped or anything, just chunks of tree and bits of ship. But you didn't see anything that had a defined carved shape to it. So there we go. So, what's your little powwow like as the two eventually return?
Well, that was a lot of enemies, but it doesn't look like they have any hostages.
Yeah, you did see it
No.
was just Kuatoa. But a lot of them.
The hostages are all eaten.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You didn't see what they put at the bottom of each of those braziers.
Let's just make sure we go around them.
You don't want to sneak in, do a few stealth kills maybe, whittle them down?
No!
Send Mulch in alone?
Fuck no!
I mean, we could take out a few.
Yeah.
I mean, they have tents, right? We could at least burn those down.
I'll even give you the
No.
skeleton giant.
No.
He's got 12 AC.
Ooh.
He's ready for this.
No.
Can I use this amount?
If you do, you won't be able to get off, I'm afraid.
The Shine is on our side?
No, I'm
When
just
did that
enticing
happen?
you for this suicidal battle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's perfectly doable, really. If you guys just played optimally, this is fine. Just don't pull without, first checking with the group. Only two pods at a time. Come on.
We can at least burn, like, this. Maybe this.
You do see one, at least you do see one thing in common. They are enthralled.
Well, we can at least get by safely then.
Yeah.
I think we'll head back to this map then, because I don't think you're going to take on that challenge.
No.
There
We
was no
couldn't
loot.
see what they were looking at, right?
Well, like I said, Shelly and Rennie both, like, they're able to sort of piece together of the few elements that are going on right now. That does feel like, if anything, they're either looking at the volcano or possibly the pathway that the gigantic figure made. And considering how much they seem to love that thing, maybe it's a little higher priority than the volcano. Although, you know, fire. Fire's cool. Why is it not? Although there's nothing to actually reveal on the map. But I'm just going to put... Let's see here. But you are at least able successfully to find a way past all this, through the jungle. And it doesn't seem like there's any wandering patrols in the area. They seem to just be planted right now. It's just dragging a little Kuatoa token to show that that's their little happy spot. So the party are deciding to shift elsewhere, yes?
Yes.
Here's your binary choice, left or right.
Yeah, I think left.
Isn't that in the eyes of where they were all staring?
I mean, our left is the way we're heading. So right as in the east.
Yeah,
How about this direction around?
to be fair, that's right here. Yeah, so you skirt along. Let's see stealth rolls for rest, just for fun. Ginny, Yukon, and Mulch.
Is Pass Without a Trace still on?
Yeah, because you cast it on the whole group, is it?
Alcon has no right to roll as high as he does on stealth.
Don't worry, it's because he won't roll that high during combat. Even Steve did well, look at that.
Most likely.
Yeah, you're all feeling pretty confident that you can get around this, although just moving past it, getting that in your head, hearing their chanting, their hissing the whole time, it's fucking unnerving the whole time. It makes your skin crawl. Yeah, you do continue on. Deeper into the jungle. No, why is that button always lag? You come to another clearing. Kind of suddenly, in fact. The moment it's dense trees and then just broken trunks. And you see an area stretch out before you of ice. A frozen territory of a crater.
Huh.
There are patches of the ground still frozen. There are spikes and shards of ice lodged in the ground and around the area through trees.
Does it feel like it got cooler?
Yes. Actually feels pretty chilly just at the outskirts here.
Nice.
Well, we did some weird icy tentacle thing before, so maybe that's where it's from.
Looking at it, it looks like a good 120 feet area. This is a big blast. This is something like Subject 103 would love to do. But cold.
I'm very nervous.
Where are the aliens?
It's not perfectly circular, but pretty regular. I'm guessing you guys are wanting to skirt around the edge of this here. Not walk into the middle. Yeah?
I kind of want to walk in the middle.
Does it look like there's anything interesting in the middle?
Kind of hard to see. Like, it's not a straight visual. Just because there's shards, broken trees. It's a little bit of a clutter. And plus you can tell it's a recess at that point. There might be something there. Might be nothing. You can see a few encased Kuatoa.
It might be nice to bring this air conditioning back to the base camp.
Yeah, it is pretty comfortable here.
This can have no negative repercussions whatsoever.
Absolutely none. I believe the best choice of action is to go look for the thing that makes it cold and bring it back to camp.
Does it look like there's a source of cold, like in the middle?
Like the wind and all
Is
seems
it
pretty.
melting?
It's not melting, not remotely. It doesn't feel like there's anything moving in the air where you're standing, Ginny. You don't hear any strangeness going on. There's a little bit of a crack, a clunk. That could be the trees around you. In fact, you look to your right and see a 15-foot long spike of ice going through multiple trees in a row. You realize, oh, that's where that weird hiss is.
That's not a bad sign or anything like that.
This is perfectly normal. Just like home.
For you, maybe. We don't know how close Okon was to frost giants, for example.
Mm. To be fair, probably not that much.
Well,
I vote we go in.
conversation, decisions. Like, this is kind of on you guys. I make the world, you guys have to do the things.
My opinion is we go fucking around this area. This seems like 10 shades of bad idea.
It's like if it gets too shady, it's not too big. Pretty quick.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if a icicle sticks up and just impales you in an instant.
I mean, Okon, you must be enjoying this
Walking
idea.
around that area seems like a good idea.
I mean, Okon, come on, think about it. If there's something in here, maybe your fire spells will work on it.
True. Let's go inside.
Okay.
Just a quick look.
Basically, straight through the middle. You guys think?
I'm better
going to go
suited for the.
around.
I'm better suited for the cold than the heat.
Yeah, basically look around for anything interesting in there. Tracks, hints of what this might have been.
We'll call it a
it clearly
vacation.
doesn't like to tour.
Who takes the first step?
I will.
Not I. And I'm not letting Steve take it either.
Okon,
Take the first step.
Oh, Rainy as well.
Why not?
Roll initiative, the pair of you. Okon and Rainy, who gets the first step on there first?
Am I supposed to be looking at the map or an actual area?
No, just the map right now.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Despite their bravado, you can tell there is a hesitation about the pair of them. Maybe they're even looking at each other like, who's going to go first? Who's going to break first? Who's chicken? Who's going to go? And then Rainy just puts her paws down.
Yeah.
There is a resounding crunch beneath your feet. And you can see just... what's the right fucking term for it? Just slipped my head there. But a jagged mess of a line of cracked ice just extends around your feet. Stops, though. But there is that horrible moment of just, that is the only sound in the area, just echoing for a moment. It does feel secure beneath your feet, it's just that one moment of pressure apparently was enough just to start something. But not every patch is iced up, though.
I think we've stepped into a spider web. Not a haptic spider web, but an audible spider web.
no, I just think the ice isn't really solid.
You can kind of avoid the worst patches, probably.
Well, does it look like there's water underneath?
No. Just solid sheets of ice.
So it is safe to walk on.
Well, yeah, you're not walking on a... Like I said, this is basically an impact crater with chunks of ice scattered about it, stabbed through it.
Alright. Yeah, that was loud. We can either go back for a second, something comes closer, or just move on.
Well, we're in it now. Might as well keep going.
Ah, yes, the smart choice. Let's do it.
It is a hell of a change. You, Rainy, you say you're built better for the cold than the heat? You don't feel like you are at this point. Teeth are starting to chatter. Tail draws it in itself against your leg. Not painful, damaging, but uncomfortable. It's like whenever you were grabbing hold of that frost dagger. Okon, you're fine. Like, not a fucking problem. You are designed for this.
Yeah.
I am staying outside of the range, and I'm going with Steve around.
Ginny and Mulch?
I'm gonna follow Rainy.
You two, also
I'm
being
going in.
also being a tropical cat man. The fur is a lie. It does nothing. Mulch, you've got your layers of various blubber. I mean, you feel like you're going to need some extra calories after this, but for the moment, you feel fine in your rotundity.
I can take this for how
Still a case of, like, chattering teeth, fingers getting numb, nose is immediately going cold. There is that... It's fucking quiet in this area right now. Like, there's still a distant hissing behind, but it seems like as you get deeper in here, the sound itself stops transmitting. And most of what you hear is Mulch sniffling. It's the
Yeah.
chattering of Ginny's teeth.
I was really surprised nothing lives here if everything is the island.
And there's some difficult going. It's not just a crater, it's also weirdly smooth. Like the ground itself is also frozen over. And getting traction is a little bit tough. But as you four descend, Shelly, you feel great in the heat right now. Feels nice after looking at the rest of them. Like the tabaxi, their ears are down in their heads, trying to resolve what kind of heat they can. Further and down you guys go. Having to slide a little bit, push past some ice pillars, some chunks of trees that are just lodged there, frozen with their with their leaves anchoring them to the ground. And then you find at the bottom of it, trapped, like it's not in the dead center. It's a little bit off ways, but it's the only thing that really seems to be of note apart from some frozen Kuatoa. And one confused pig, frozen forever, is a severed hand with an ornate brass cap at the stump. And the fingers themselves have wicks impaled at the tips. But it's frozen in a rough chunk of ice. At a weird angle, it looks like it was falling.
Did you say what species it was?
Nope.
No.
But it looks like a
Can you
human
tell?
hand.
Okay.
Well, we found dinner. Can I shove the frozen pig into the bag of holding?
You'd have to break it out.
We can do that. We do have an axe, right? An enchanted axe.
You have various weaponry, yes. But you also know that as you say that, as you suggest that to the group, that is the only noise in the fucking area. You can hear it come back to you, reflecting off the ice pillars.
Huh. Neat. Hello,
Neat.
Echo.
Hello, Echo.
This is a weird hand thing, huh?
This is a weird hand thing, huh?
It looks like an altar. Likely for a spell that didn't quite go correctly.
There could always be an investigation.
While they do that, Okon goes to town.
So, Shelley, you were sitting there hearing a bit of their conversation resounding, coming out to the crater, even reaching you at the edge of it with Steve. Then, holy fuck, you just hear someone going ham on a sheet of ice. This is loud. It feels like it's louder than it would be in the center from where you're hearing it. Rainy, you just about over the din of it managed to notice that there is actually something at the epicenter. You didn't really notice it at first because there's chunks of ice now flying around. Just powder going everywhere. It's an empty boot. And the epicenter, like, it seems to be the epicenter of the ice sheet that you're currently on. Looks like it would fit human, elf, someone who's not short or fat.
I could put it on my head.
Why?
Indeed, why?
Hat.
He's mulch.
It's a good thing that he touched it. Because that is a serious thing you do, isn't it, Mulch?
No, I just said I could. I mean, it was a hypothetical. I mean, it's only one?
Just the one boot. Looks like decent quality leather. And a slight padded lining.
Well, I would say that whoever cast this spell wanted to stop the ritual.
I hope it worked.
Well, this entire area is really, really cold, so I would say yes.
This conversation being interrupted by crash, smash, crack, crash.
By the way, are the frozen palm trees the same as the rest of the island?
Yeah.
Okay, we can shoot those to blow them up if we need be.
And you finally noisily free the pig.
Alright.
Fucking hell is it cold.
Yeah, it gets stuffed into the bag.
You also have to do a little bit of footsie work with Ginny in order to keep the chunks of ice from going right down to the center to hit the boot. Because Rainy and Mulch are having a conversation there right now. It'd be a bit rude.
Does the boot look familiar, like that other boot we have?
This would be an intelligence check as you're really racking your brain, because does Rainy really care about footwear?
Not particularly.
It does
15.
look like a boot you have seen before. As you realize what that sounds like in your head, you then try to collate, like, where? You think about the Blessed Breeze, like, this does look like more like a sailor's boot. But, you can currently only see the top half of it. This looks a little bit fancy. It's got a nice cuff on it.
Did we dig it out?
I'm not certain we should. I mean, it might be one of those things that's keeping the spell in place.
Yeah. Let's see if we can find the other one maybe first.
Well, I mean, do we have the other boot?
If
I have
this
it on
keeps
me.
the spell in place, maybe we can move the spell?
would be nice to have a smaller version of this somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think the fish guys would like that.
You could also look inside the boot.
Is there a foot inside the boot?
There is no foot in the boot.
Okay.
However, there is a name tag.
All right.
C. Medenson.
Wait a minute.
Isn't that our captain?
You believe that's your captain, and you know his name was Gerald, so he signed this as Captain Medenson.
Yep. Oh, his
Great.
boot.
Only Ginny and Rainey have knowledge of him, however. So this would be a great time for you to speak up, Caden. Get those fucking words out, you can get inspiration. Maybe get that reroll you need. I'm incentivizing roleplay here.
I'm just gonna be like, oh, him.
The first man who stroked you.
You fucker.
You locked into that one.
You'd never been touched the same way before or since.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
By a man who just grumbled about how his own house cat never lets him do this.
There's no other signs of him around, right?
I mean, there's the hand frozen in ice, but you don't think that's his. You remember seeing his hands ungloved, he didn't have wicks in it. You would have noticed if he had a brass cap not attaching it to his arm. It does look interesting, though.
The hand seems way more cursed than the boot.
You haven't smelt the boot. Right now you can't, your nose is frozen. Shelly, Steve tries to slink off for a moment. You see every movement he makes. It's very loud and noisy. There seems to be some sort of commotion where he goes.
Is he trying to like use the little boy's room?
He returns with some fruit in hand.
Oh.
It looks like it's been pre-peeled as well. And there's just an explosion of juice across one of his arms.
I give him a thumbs up.
He looks at that. And then chews on the fruit. Meanwhile, in the crater... This is the sound of silence.
I guess we should look for the captain around here.
Well, let's put
Judging by his hand is there and there's a frozen boot here where, the spell is cast, I don't think he's around anymore.
To be fair, it's not his physical hand. It is definitely a hand. But one that seems to be prepared in a very occult way.
Can I touch the hand?
You can touch the ice the hand is in. Anything more will require a little bit of effort.
Alright.
It's much thinner ice, though, than what the pig was lodged in. You had to snap off bits of a hog generally just to get it in the bag.
Alright. But the hand we can just bring with us without making too much of a mess of it.
Yeah, you could probably even snap off the ice cube it's in.
Alright. Into the bag it goes.
Now, what about the boot?
I guess
I mean-
it goes inside as well.
Yeah, he'll want it back, I'm sure.
I mean, we do have a wizard and a necromancer back at camp. Maybe they know more about that stuff.
I mean,
That is true.
Rainey did bring up that it was their captain. You guys could ask what sort of captain he was. Ginny didn't seem to have a very good expression on his face when he remembered who it was.
So
I mean, he must
you
have been a
didn't
good
like
captain.
the guy very much.
He's as beloved as Vernon was, apparently.
I don't
Seemed
know.
like the kind of guy to drink a lot.
Okay.
Not uncommon in sailing terms.
Are there any other pieces of the guy?
Yes,
lying
but he
around?
would drink before the mast, not so much in the decks.
No, that's the only 2 items here. Unless you want one of the shitty spears the Kuatoa are holding that are frozen in ice. You don't want those.
Probably not. Not now that we've got magic stuff.
The movie is long. Baboot, yay or nay?
Yeah, I would pack the boot as well, unless I'm stopped.
I think it's good.
As you reach down for Dokkan and give it a tug, you do feel there is pressure on it. Which is funny because when you roll it between your fingers, it's not like a stiff, it's a bit pliable. But you can feel like it's going to take a good yank to pull that free.
Okay. Can I just cut it out from the ice instead?
You want
With
to try
the
it?
axe? Yeah.
You bring the axe down heavily, or your club, depending what you're using.
Oh, axe.
Shelly, you almost just fucking jump out of your skin. Steve does the same. And the rest of you are considered deafened for the moment. And I need some dex saves. As the ice sheet beneath you powders.
So in my terror, can I jump into Steve's arms?
If you want, yeah. Or he can jump into yours. You've got a good strength save, right?
Dex
Yes, I
save
do,
from
actually.
everybody.
From the ones in the crater, yeah. As all the ice chunks around you collapse inwards, and the ground beneath you gives way for a moment.
Yep, I'm jumping into his arms, and I'm going to say, "I knew it."
He doesn't know what that
Slow-mo guide
means.
Video.
So, the save was 15. Funnily enough, the entire party made it. But you do take 8 cold damage,
Oh.
and there's a ringing in all of your ears. But hey,
Oh,
Okan, after you smashed it, you had to jump away, and you kept the boot in hand, so you have the boot in your hand. You're also, all of you, like, covered in fucking ice and powder, and having a bit of trouble getting yourselves free, but you can all look and see that Okan has the boot.
Yay, go.
Is
go
the
guy.
foot still in the boot?
No, it's an empty boot. It is an unfooted boot.
Alright. I'll stuff it into the bag.
Now I just needed to pay his mate.
You take a moment, Shelley, just to focus your hearing. Because you can actually have some. The hissing is still going.
What was the name tag in the boot again?
C.
Write me that down.
Meadenson.
Probably be running now.
He signed his name as Captain Meadenson, not Gerald Meadenson. Like I say, the hissing doesn't seem disturbed at all. You do find Steve is reluctant to let go of you.
Well, she is very happy to stay with Steve exactly as they are.
You
and
just
wait
want
for everybody to come
transport,
back.
don't you?
No.
It's the same thing that
Shelley-
Tina wanted Garen for.
No. Shelly ordered transport. But she will be happy to stick right by him, either being carried or walking.
And you eventually see the group emerge from the crater. Just the center sort of blew out. The rest is mostly okay. And it's not like anything started melting. That's the weirdest part. It powdered, it crumbled. Not liquid. None of you come out wet, just cold.
Huh.
Definitely magic.
I would try to take a chunk of ice outside, see how it behaves when I carry it away.
When you get outside the radius?
Yeah.
Yeah, you start to feel it just go away in your hand. Doesn't take long for the heat to get at the core of it.
I see. I check the frozen hand in the bag outside the radius.
Yeah, you watch as the ice around it starts to fall away and drip.
And if I stuff it back into the bag, it stays?
Put in the bag,
Or does
it still
inside
feels
the
wet in
bag?
your hand. Then you're thinking about the frozen pig you put in there.
Yeah, I was thinking about the frozen pig.
Yeah, we gotta eat that soon.
Roll me. Does anyone have Arcana?
We have a combined intelligence modifier of 0.
Someone
I have
might.
one.
Yeah, someone might have the skill tagged though. You never know.
No.
I don't.
I am -1.
Let me see. Steve has a -4 in his intelligence, or -3 in his intelligence. Does he have? No, he doesn't have Arcana. Weird that.
I don't have Arcana, but I have a +1 in intelligence.
I have a -1 in Arcana.
I will let Mulch and Rainy roll this.
Oh yeah, +1.
Mulch, you're a little bit of a. You like a good sneaky story. You know? Like, you're not a crime person. You do it. If anyone asked you, you'd fucking do a crime. But you're not a crime person normally. You might even do evil at the slightest request.
No.
As we've seen in your previous fucking cards, just immediately say, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll fucking kill anyone for you. I'll do it. But no, Mulch, you think... You've heard a few little stories and tales. You love that sort of thing, right? Bit of
Yeah, it's a
gossip,
good
some
campfire
folklore.
story.
Yeah, exactly.
After some lunch.
Especially after lunch. And then dinner, which follows immediately after lunch.
And then you have second dinner.
Yeah. This looks to you like a hand of glory. You're trying to think about what it does. Normally it's about the light source is only visible to the beholder. And it has something about freezing like people to stop them being aggressive. Like, not freezing as an ice. More like a whole person, if anything.
Nice. I'll relay that to the party. Yeah, this is like a classic sneaky stop somebody thing. It's
And
cool.
then you remember the origin of it. It's usually made out of the hand of a criminal who was hanged. Usually a murderer.
Okay. But they're not like super cursed, right?
Oh, no. Baby.
Only mildly.
A little bit of curse.
You think about the stories you've heard that were mentions. It's not usually a good outcome for people in those stories. Maybe. I mean, that just could just be causation without correlation, you know? They might not have met their grisly end because of the hand. It's just the hand was an element in the story. And I mean, that could just be for, narrative purposes. You gotta have a comeuppance of an evil, crafty dude.
Personally, not gonna rely on it.
Of course, I think Okon has Detect Magic. Oh, you did.
Not prepared.
I mean, you can tell at a glance it's a magical item anyway. But yeah, Mulch, you're able to convey that, yeah, this is a interesting magic item.
Yeah, I can prepare it, but I don't have it prepared currently.
That's fine. I mean, just from the look of it, yeah, this is magical.
It's magic.
It's a preserved human hand with candle wicks in the fingers and a nice brass stump. Yeah, this is magical.
I can even prepare Identify.
Although you don't have a material component unless I gave that to you. I think I might have.
Right. I don't have a Pearl.
We got a pouch at one point.
Ah, that's expensive.
Theoretically, couldn't I go?
Worth 100.
Yeah, I was about to
gold
say,
pieces.
Shelly. Yeah, you did fish one out actually for the other caster, I believe.
Yeah.
So you do have the pearl. But anyway,
All fast is gonna be difficult.
do you decide to break onto the shore at the familiar ship? You are feeling like maybe time to have a break.
Yeah, let's go the safe route.
We have time enough.
As you break out of the jungle, you see that familiar cracked in half ship, now with less water around it. The corpses seem to be gone as well, and also gone is the figurehead. But they didn't fuck up the rooms or the hammocks, although they have been open to the air, but it's a tropical island. It's kind of a nice way to sleep, really. Bit of shade.
What kind of obsessions do these Guatemala have with figures?
You all take in a great deep stretch. Just take a moment to shake yourselves off as the sun lowers. The sea actually looks nice in grayscale. As you start to climb into the ship. You have
Hey,
to.
why is the sea in grayscale?
That reminds me of something.
Oh, that's right. For Mulch and Ocon, it's really hard to see right now.
I must need some sleep.
Yeah, it's real dark. Happened pretty quickly, too.
Time to
What-
start cutting the pig apart and
Why
preparing.
is there a map?
Why is it dark?
Yeah, it's night.
Nice.
It happened within the space of a minute, but it's dark now.
I am kind of more terrified by this situation than the eternal day.
I just
Really?
like to imagine that's exactly how the reactions go, though. Is Ocon's ready for cutting up this pig? Because, hey, it's dinner time, right? Mulch is getting sleepy, and then Ginny just fucking twigs on. It's not night. Why is it night? It's never night here.
Yeah, it's never night here.
Freaking out, man.
What the hell, dude?
Bolts, what did you give me?
Dude, what was in that pipe weed, man?
What was that fungus you scraped off yourself? I call it a spell slot. It's a magic mushroom. Yeah, it's nighttime. You can see
Yeah,
stars.
there've been two things we've known on this island since we got here. One, it's always day. Two, it's always warm. Those two things have changed.
Well, the warm thing wasn't just in a small area. And you've been in cooler places too, like the pathways you took through the jungle with the dwarf stuff. But now it's nighttime. It's been a while, Rainy and Ginny, since you've been able to enjoy your night vision. Shelly is welcome to think it.
That's a thing. Forgot about that.
Yeah. Mulch and Ocon can't see shit right now. Like, this is a deep, dark night. But,
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, I'm making myself one of these pseudo magical tinkering lights.
Mm-hmm.
Shelly is going to try something. She's going to try backing away from the ship and see if it becomes daytime again.
You crunch through the sand. Also, Ocon, you get that horrible moment as you strike up the light of just seeing the two tabaxi sets of eyes glimmering in the darkness.
Also, I'm taking Steve with me. I'm not going alone.
Yeah, Steve's a little confused. He can't see shit in the dark. And as you back away,
Hold hand. Oh no.
As you back away, unlike in some video games, no, the sun does not creep back up.
Well, she's trying to figure out if it's a magical night or if
Mhm.
it's a regular night.
Kind of hard to tell. Detect magic doesn't have that kind of range. But you back up and it looks like the nighttime sky. This is kind of familiar. You look around and it is darkness around you.
Okay. She doesn't know if this is a good or a bad thing. And she takes Steve and gently guides him back to everything.
Yeah. You guys are clambering up onto the ship.
So guys, this is actually magical darkness. I mean, this is actually night. This isn't just, a magical spell on the ship only.
How
Alright.
is I is there a tree or anything nearby with some fruit on it?
Yeah, if you want to run back to the shoreline.
I mm, actually I'll come back in an hour or so.
Mulch, did you do that?
What, make it nighttime?
Yeah.
I want to see is everything cooling down, I guess.
No, the heat's still intense.
Mulch, you're the sun
Okay.
monk something. Why would the sun suddenly fuck off?
Well, maybe if a different god was mad at the god who was the sun.
Hmm.
Do you know anything about religion?
Just what they have in the books.
I mean, if you want to roll a religion, we can make up for the fact that you don't spend obsessively looking over the Wikipedia, which is fine. You don't have to know what your character knows.
I am proficient. Well, proficient only goes so far.
I mean, you know that the main sun god is normally called Lathander. Also a popular choice for fields, growing, harvests, that sort of thing. Nice dude. Probably has a cool beard.
Ooh.
Moon gods, generally kind of dickish, maybe a little bit nihilistic. Apart from that one drow chick.
All right. Of course, it's Drow.
Well, she's an exhibitionist, you know. Props to that, that's confidence.
Okay, well, it could be that, but it doesn't seem like that on this island.
I mean, you yourself don't actually have the power of the sun, just in your hands, not in the sky.
Yeah, I'm just above my pay grade.
Hello, yeah. But, I mean, you guys have seen the sun set on this island many times. It's just that the light level has never changed before.
Yeah.
I'll still go out on a limb and say it wasn't directly our fault.
Well, not to mention the last time it happened, it had to do with the king's wife.
Oh, it did happen before.
Well, that
once.
was different. That was darkness. That was dark void. That was not a case where you got to see the stars above you.
Huh. I guess we could just sleep it off and hope it goes back to day. I don't know.
It's kind of what most people do, yeah.
Yeah,
It seems weird now, but it is natural.
Can't really go outside. Can really walk where it's so dark. Like 3 of us can't see shit.
We can make torches, right?
Yeah.
And then be a blinding beacon to all bad guys around.
How long have we been marching around by now?
Yeah, like I'm
Since
saying,
we're
this is
back then?
it's feeling like the end of the day having gone this distance.
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty decent time to go rest. Yeah, let's rest then.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Ginny, there is something that comes to you as a thought. For you and Rainey. You two do make a habit of climbing masts, of getting vantage points.
Is there a tall enough tree nearby?
Well, you're on a ship.
Mm, how high is the tree cover surrounding the ship?
Ah, man, it varies a lot, but it's pretty. Like, the ship itself is just out in the coast, so it's a little bit dipped down, but you reckon if you can get to the top of the mast, you can get a bit of view. Downside, of course, is darkness, so not that helpful.
Yeah, let's see.
You're scrabbling up. It's actually kind of hard to get purchase on the mast. Like, you're a good climber and all, it's just you got used to the veins.
Jesus Christ! Wow.
Home sweet home.
Like, those, for all the grotesqueness of it, they were a climbing aid. They were an uneven surface. As you perch atop it, take a moment just to look around. You can see the fires burning in the distance there. You can see some great patches of light around here. And you can see just silhouette, like just past the curve of the volcano itself, a dull glow over in this direction.
Does it look like um campfire kind of?
It looks sickly. It's not nice oranges and yellows. It's sort of pale and a bit greenish.
All of them, or
No, just that one past the volcano.
Okay.
The volcano
And the
itself casting
other
quite a lot
ones?
of light too.
The other patches of light,
Those
they look
those
more
look like
natural?
those look like like bonfires, braziers, that kind of thing.
But pretty far away.
A bit of a travel. But I will say, like, even with your low roll there, this looks a little bit more like the smoke pillars of the enemy. A bit more than that than just the big braziers they had at the gathering at the festival at the village kind of thing over here.
Okay. Hop back down and let everyone know, especially the one past the volcano.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in a pickle. I don't like this.
Channeling your inner Pufflesworth, I see.
Well, the only thing is, like, for right now, we need to take a rest. And the problem is half of our group can't see.
To be fair, most of the Kuatoa you have met at this point have been on fire or glowing with radiant light. They're not that sneaky.
Yeah.
Sahawugan, on the other hand, oh boy, are they stealthy. As you look at the waves lapping at the sides of the ship.
They wouldn't attack us on the shore twice.
Roll an initiative.
You think you're safe because you know, deep down, that I deleted that battle map.
We must fortify the ship.
So, what are you up to, guys?
Yeah, I don't really have anything to offer.
I mean, you do sit thawing the bits of pig as you had the shatter at the fitted inside the bag.
Yeah.
If everyone wants to take a rest, I'll climb back up and take first watch.
Yeah. Okon is tired and he wants to make food.
It's... well, roll me survival, Ocon. Or suppose proficiency with your... well, it's a wisdom roll with your tools. I think you get
cooking
expertise.
tools? What tools?
Your cooking tools.
Cooking tools, alright.
you try to make the best of a bad situation, but some of his pork is more of a jigsaw puzzle mess. You couldn't shatter it evenly. It's just whatever came loose whenever you pulled on it. And, trying to get it all to cook evenly, and then some of it's still a bit solid in the middle. But, you're able to just portion out the good bits. And it wasn't properly drained or bled or anything like that there. But, it's still cooked pork, and that's always good. Just don't think about parasites.
We need a cooking pot so I can make stew. Wait, I do have cook utensils. Nice ones. So I should have a pot to make stew with.
Doesn't fix the ingredients.
Yeah.
But you're able to do it there, but it's a case of, this pig
parasites
wasn't bled properly or anything like that there. It's a bit iffy once all of the fluids uncoagulate. But, it's still a decent meal. It's not raw fish, which probably annoys Shelley a bit.
Oh, I appreciate cooked food as well.
Steve has no complaints and just wolfs his down. And yeah, Jenny, you sit up there, take a moment. Anything going through your head right now that you're in the night? It's been a month or two.
I feel like my eyes are still trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Seeing everything in grayscale again. So I have a feeling, at least for me, Ginny would be kind of just staring out, trying to see night again, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, just test those limits again. It's been a while since you've not been able to see beyond a certain range. See a few things in motion, watch some crabs intently. But
on a side note, didn't Ginny get some sort of a translucent fur patch or something?
Yeah, he's got a little streak of translucent fur.
That's still going on?
As he looks, if he wants to check himself. You can start to see your roots coming in with color.
But above that, it's still translucent.
Yeah, above that, still see-through.
So my roots are showing?
Yep, you haven't quite shed it.
Okay.
Only enough you're not developing your winter coat right now.
Thank God.
It's okay. Okon has the tools. He could shave the tabaxi.
No.
Look on the bright side. You will get intimidation or advantage on every intimidation check.
Jesus Christ.
Why am I being menaced by a fucking angry ball bag?
Shave the cat.
The worst part is when you shave him and find out Ginny's actually a little smaller than Rainy.
Is Okon still messing with the pig while I'm doing this watch?
He would have been having the tournament, but yeah, if you want to have a chatter with him.
If he is, I'll still be on top of the mast and everything, but I'll just kind of not yell, but just a little bit loudly. How's it going down there?
It's okay. Pig takes a bit of work to make edible.
I'm just watching him. Is he like hacking at it or?
Nah, he is a skilled chef. He's, big and heavy-handed, so for the bigger jobs he can go for it, but you see he has a talent. It's not just someone who calls himself a chef. Mind you, it is also a torn-up, shattered pig, so it's not the best job he's ever made. But you can definitely see this is a man who works in a kitchen. It's kind of weird to see him do it with those giant mitts as well.
About 30 minutes into the watch, I'll do another quick scan, and then I'll hop down and kind of help out with the pig if I can.
Yeah. You don't pick up on anything different. On the bright side, nothing seems to be getting closer. All those lights are just there. Although, yeah, give me a perception. You climb down.
Jeez, 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, double 4. Isn't it nice? Second watch? Oh, correction, that's right. You were going to have a chat. Never mind.
Is there anything I can help you with on this?
Well, yeah, you can help me try pick these bits of bone out of this part. And I hand him a chunk of meat. Where the bones are probably splintered during the wild hacking away.
Yep.
As I'm picking out the bones, I'll just. So, what's your best dish?
Can't really say. It really depends on what I have. And it's not always the same thing for the same mood, so. What are you looking after? Any particular kind of meat? Or.
I'm just curious. Hopefully, if we find something that you know how to prepare very well, maybe we can keep an eye out. How fucked is this pig? Is it just gonna be like little chunks of meat wherever we can find?
No, it's a case of you've got, like, you've got sizable chunks, but then also lots of little bits, and then irregular sizes, and bits and pieces that had organ and meat and muscle all mixed together. Like, it's shattered in weird ways.
Okay, overall it was a free meal.
Yeah.
So.
Still lots of it that's edible and enjoyable, but there is some niggly bits, like the slivers of bone you have to fish out, and that's like part of a stomach to scoop out there. Let's get rid of that. Just bits and pieces. Oh, hey, the liquid inside that's starting to come free again. Let's just pour that out.
Gross.
Oh shit, did we rupture the bladder and the intestines? All those little niggling issues, little problems.
In terms of like those weird dreams and everything, it's just me and Shelly who have had one, right?
No, well, at the moment, yes. It's been a case of people making their save.
I'm just gonna, while I'm staring into the meat while I'm picking the bones.
While you enter the meat dimension mentally, yes.
I don't know what to make of these. It's a thing, and it's bothering me.
Make of what?
The last dream I had was going out on the boat, right?
Yep.
Right.
And drowning, right?
It's a case of you did not want to go in the water whatsoever, to the point that you possibly murdered a man through necrotic energies.
Yeah. Dreaming of killing somebody with powers you don't have in the dark. I don't know. Like, even the night, if you can call this night, is it's kind of bothering me right now.
Yeah, it's strange. But I don't see what we can do about it right now. Best thing we can do is keep trying to get off the island. Maybe see if the smith can make us something that can help us deal with the people here.
Yeah, the sooner we can get off this, the better.
Yeah. It's not a good place. Can't protect Marcellos really well here. Besides, lots of strange people here, and we did promise we get them off here. So.
Yeah. After he takes care of the bones and that piece of meat, Jenny's gonna climb back up to the mast and kind of wait for the next person to take watch, and then he'll fall asleep.
Yep. The two of you get an inspiration for having a conversation. Why is that a milestone? Oh, God. Who's up next? What pair wants to top that?
One question: does Carl did hear everything?
It's what, sorry?
The dwarf
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he sleeps.
beneath, yeah. So he does generally know we mostly want to fuck off the island rather than deal with whatever is happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we've made a secret of that before.
Not really, no.
Yeah. And he didn't object?
Well, he's just sitting there for now.
Oh.
Alright, who's up for second watch?
I would suggest that I take this last half, since considering I have less of a trance. And I would wake up Steve for the second half.
You want to have a conversation with someone you can understand? What
She
is...
might-
Think about this.
She would be willing to wake somebody up for like the second half, but at the end she wants to wake Steve up.
Just think about it as you look across at the prone figure of Mulch there. What secrets are in his tragic backstory? What makes a man compostable? Or you look at Rainey. You've known nothing about her, or Ginny, or Okan, to be fair. Actually, you don't really know a lot about any of these people.
Did you say compostable?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's in his name.
Mulch compostable.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna point out that, I mean, whoever I pick for my first half of the watch will depend on who doesn't do the second watch.
Indeed. We could always just say Okan does a second. Get that out of the way, I suppose.
Yeah.
You can't get a second inspiration, don't be greedy. Yeah. You're tired from the chat, but you still have a lookout. But seems fine. You don't see any lights coming towards you, in the sky or on the ground or in the sea. Now we have third watch. Choose your victim, Shelley.
Mulch.
Okay, so Mulch is dead. Who are you gonna talk to?
The skull on his head.
As you just tap him and he just rolls over like a fucking lump of spuds, just snoring, big snot bubble. Like, he's a halfling. You do have to work to get them awake.
Mulch.
Is there any food left?
Mulch.
Is there any food left?
He doesn't even open his eyes when he says it.
Yeah, I suppose there is a snack you could wave under his.
Yeah, it's a full pig. There's probably plenty sitting cooling.
Yeah.
Ah, you see, if you put some at the edge, then it gets an extra flick of salt for flavor.
Mulch.
Time for a midnight snack. I will roll towards the leftovers.
He flops against your foot for a second, then just adjusts himself to just slide against the deck, flop over. You're pretty sure he's hurting himself a little bit. But he makes the sound of a wet, fat fish. You now think about how Rainey could be an interesting and delicate woman.
See, I'm dedicated now. So I again tap him. Mulch.
I am eating now.
He's doing that thing of just sort of shuffling his back along the ground while chewing on something, like the laziest dog you've seen. You're pretty sure he's going to choke in that position if he was anything but a halfling. We have an extra strong gizzard.
So I asked the skull how he's been feeling.
trying not to lose myself in a bit of disappointment and despair, if I'm being perfectly honest. Had high hopes on my role, being a guide to new champions to soar out, stop the changer from devouring and warping all. And, that time's come and gone. No one ever called on me. And, I'm trying to be fair. You can see he's tilting and scraping his skull to look over at Mulch, who's just ingesting a length of loin. Like he's just sliding.
Have opened my eyes now, at least.
But it's like all he's moving with is his spine and head. It's horrific looking. You're... I was hoping for a bit more of a proactive sorts. I come from a time when there was a bit more motivation. You understand? There was a crisis to be dealt with, and I don't know what's going on with me island.
I understand. Don't worry. This would be an interesting thing to wake up to if you were expecting something different.
It's nice to see the moon again, though. That's been a while.
Only thing that worries me is why
Well,
did it become a thing?
I mean, I can't exactly go into the full specifics, but when the sun goes down, you understand that the moon itself rises to follow up.
No, I mean, I'm wondering why it's come up now.
I have no idea. Never dealt with the Kuatoa before. It just seemed to be set on fire. Some glow a bit weird. I'd say it's a head scratcher, but I kinda do that myself. There we go, that's better. See a smile on your lass. Even for an elf, that can look alright.
There's just a lot of stuff to worry about.
Aye, well, you know, take the risk. Go on the adventure. Fight the unknown. And you know what happens afterwards?
What?
We drink. You get to celebrate with your brothers, your sisters, and your distant relatives as he just watches Mulch. The ones you don't often call on, you know, the ones who live in another hold. You don't want to really call them round for the holiday festivals. They tend to get drunk and say things they shouldn't. But they're still deep down family and trusted, and well, maybe acquaintances could be a better term for some of them, but you do this to get stories told of you, to tell the stories yourself, to get the cheers, the adulation. You'll go down in history once you tell folks about it. And you'll know that at least one soul here, mine, by the way, still have it, will be very happy if my home is quenched of this horrific threat. Whatever the fuck it could be.
Well, if we ever acquire some drink, we can drink to that.
Oh, don't you worry. Might be a wee bit of time rolled on. We're bound to have a stockpile. You in fact remember that at the store, whenever you went into the Azure Forge and all, there was stockpiles of supplies there. You guys left a second time. So you, Smolin, come on. You can have a chat too.
Aha, I'm awake now. Hello.
You just want to punt him, don't you? It's like you see him walk up like this with a shit-eating grin, you just want to kick the baby.
How you doing?
I will say I do still have this here.
Doesn't hit him, though. Your foot does lunge out reflexively in your sleep, but Mulch is nowhere near it.
I just jump over it like a jump rope.
Yep. Just in stride.
Can I use my inspiration on that?
If you want to.
No, not really.
By all means, burn that reroll.
You won't need it.
There you all, bright, bushy-tailed. Fed, I suppose that's the only motivation, huh?
I'm ready for breakfast soon.
Suppose I should be asking questions as part of the application process to convert people to champions and all that there sort of thing. Suppose I might as well ask. So, how'd you two get here?
Oh boy. Well, I was helping that one couple that you saw us rescue
Yeah, even
on their
that is.
ship. Yeah. And a big old thing came and that's the last thing I remember. I washed up on the shore.
So before that, you were just helping out local fishers?
Yeah.
Doing a wee bit of defense of the coast?
Yeah, just kind of helping out with whatever people needed help with.
I'll have to ask what it's like out there now. Never know it's safe, to a degree. I guess we won.
Yeah, to be fair, we haven't heard anything about any area over here.
Oh, it's not even that this was just what it was. No. We built this place up to defend it. Well, to prepare ourselves for it. It was a target too, to distract, but that thing was just ripping apart vast swathes of land. Crippled a few kingdoms. So many people lost and devastated in it. There were one dwarf hold. I can't even remember the name, but I suppose that's part of the point. See, the thing warps and changes things to the full degree of their existence itself. So I might full well know every dwarf that lived in that hold. It might have been where I came from, but that's been melted from my mind just as much as it destroyed the mountain itself. I do recall they did paintings of it, pictographs. It seemed to be one good way to store it. It was horrific at work. It turned the mountain to just liquid stone. The mountain itself bled inwards, hemorrhaging in chamber after chamber. For brief moments it would solidify. You'd have dwarves in their rooms. The rock would melt in around them, crumple in the room itself, trapping them in small alcoves, and then just expand. They'd be pulped, they'd be made part of the work. Now continue filtering down, collapsing in on itself. I don't think that mountain exists no more. There was another place, great kingdom of luscious greenery. Beautiful place. Might still be on the maps, you never know. Doman Singhorn. Don't worry, I'll type that out. It is Singhorn, not Sinehorn. Just to annoy people. They tried. They tried desperately. They were one of the first to fall. They turned that place to an arid desert. They summoned every ounce of water they had to call forth a huge fucking Hydra. No, not the Hydra. Leviathan, that's it. One of the greatest of the elementals just to deal with it. Because ever-changing water against an ever-changer, that's... sounds fair enough, but... never even got to the brawl. Sucked every drop from there. Apparently it's still... well... what known of it's probably changed hands now a few million times, a few thousand. For a while, water just could not exist there. Expelled from it. But the fight never came. Instead, their king sauntered off to have a fight with it himself. Don't remember hearing the results on that, but we're still dealing with a changer. Beast of pure, ever-flowing chaos.
If I had to guess, you all probably were successful. I think you just end up locking your home into some other dimensional area.
We'll see. I mean, we've voyaged to this island. We settled it. I mean, this were an intentional trip we made. Oh, it was a beautiful boat, though. One I was on. Moradin's Pride, it were. No, that was the name of it, too. Beautiful, massive iron cast vessel. Not no little cheap little boat like this, made of wood, splinters. This were solid ore. Like a mountain itself rolling across the water, forcing itself. It wasn't at the mercy of wind or wave. It powered through. Had to dismantle it though. Became a lot of materials for the settlement.
Oh, that'd be a good one to
And
escape on.
there should be one or two still left. But I mean, that the big ones though, they were settlement ships. We had to pull them apart because that's how we were going to build the town, the city, the forges. Couldn't they dig deep on an island like this? Like, we had stores of stone and whatnot, but we knew we were never going to be able to properly excavate and deal well with this one. Had the transport. So, didn't mean to go on my own story there. How's about you, lad? So, she was doing her defending of the coast, what a sea elf's natural inclination is. How about you? What were you doing before the boat?
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I was actually the head rat catcher aboard a ship I was supposed to be on.
They usually give that job to a cat, don't they?
That's why I was the head. I had several subordinates.
Do you think it was one of those two?
A bit smaller.
As he grinds himself to the tabaxi.
Yeah, they weren't quite that big. Besides, they wouldn't take orders from me.
It's not unreasonable. It's a position you've got to build with authority and respect, and they've got to know you can do the job.
I can catch a rat. I mean, you got any?
You can catch a rat.
Yeah.
You're going to promise me that then?
Yeah,
Are you going to swear on your name that you will catch a rat then?
Yes, I swear it. I will catch a rat.
Right.
And I will present it to you, probably intact.
Now,
Only probably.
Well,
I
there
might
we go
miss.
then. You have sworn an oath to achieve, to do. Don't disgrace yourself.
I just need to find a rat.
Aye. But think about what you've just done here. You're promising to achieve this.
Yes.
Good.
I
Nice.
don't think he's figured it out.
Well, we'll see what you make of yourself then. Mind you, I'll be generous. I'll accept any size.
But not a mouse.
No, not a mouse. It's got to be a rat. No shrew. No jabroa. Can't be polymorph neither. Oh, and no fucking vole.
Okay. Rat it is.
At this moment, we realize. I was about to say, at this moment, we realize there are no rats.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen any rats.
Not yet.
I mean, there must be. I mean, there's plenty of ships that are coming here. There must be rats.
Exactly. There should be, shouldn't there? This boat itself should have them, but it doesn't.
Still this fucking moment.
So, any conversation between the two? Because Viskull's going to complain about working his jaw a little too hard. He's going to settle for a bit.
Where the fuck am I gonna find a rat?
Well,
Should have thought about that before you said you were going to do it.
yeah. That sounds like a personal problem, Mulch.
Write this down. Find a
You,
rat. Find
you
a
fuckers
rat.
would say that to a villager running towards you saying his place is on fire. The Merc Marauders came
not.
and slaughtering everybody! That sounds like a personal problem.
Shelly wouldn't.
Have you thought of laying down and dying, making it easier for the orcs, so they'll leave quicker?
Shelly is the responsible sort.
Mm-hmm. So, anything to talk with Mulch? Mulch, anything to talk with Shelley?
Mulch, you're gonna come up with something to say now.
This is
Are
probably...
there are there sea rats? Do those count?
There are no sea rats, honey.
There are sea rats. She's just never seen them before. You know they're sea rats. You've heard
They're
stories.
just elusive. Elusive sea rats.
They wear shells.
They are called seagulls.
They're actually a land bird. Seagulls only go out to sea to die.
Good.
Although you do realize you've never, until Shelley, you've probably never seen a sea elf. Or a shelf, as they're known.
No, they're not.
Well, you're nominally doing a watch, so give me a perception roll, the two of you.
Uh-oh. Going back in for seconds on that pig, actually, is what I'm doing.
You know what's even better, Mulch? You'd be rolling at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I can't fucking see anything.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do any worse.
The funny thing is, official rules, having dark vision means you're still rolling at disadvantage on checks like this here. It's just you can see something. So Shelley would be at the 1 normally. But no,
That just makes no sense.
I don't think any table rules that. Shelley?
It makes no sense.
Yeah. You do see something as you're just carousing around the deck for a while. Out
What do
here,
I see?
where you know that ship is run aground, there is a small little fire blazing. Such a small little pinprick of light.
So there's possibly survivors?
Possibly.
Good. Oh, I don't like fires.
To be fair, pretty much everyone here lights fires. They're just fun. Cleanses.
I mean, I want to just swim over there and check it out.
Right now,
No danger.
immediately.
Yeah, there's no danger, I'm sure.
Night swimming, when you can't see anything. That's a great idea, Mulch.
I'm not swimming. No.
Oh, you're just volunteering Shelley to go out by herself.
Yeah,
No.
you are the most qualified.
He's got
I'm
you
going
there.
over there by myself. I'm not dumb.
He's got you there. Go out. Go on.
No, I'm not going through Sahagan waters.
No, you've got your GED in this. You can do it.
Sahagan.
Or Sahuagin. Or Sahuagin.
Swaggins.
No, not that. I'm guessing there's nowhere this conversation is going to go.
Yeah, she is adamant she is not going to go on a magical adventure.
So now you get to take your next victim, because Mulch rolls off back to bed, having done so little.
Ocean rats.
I am acquiring the Steve.
So you leave Rainy to sleep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I posted some rat ship stuff in tabletop.
Mm-hmm.
How
I
much
know.
is going to go on his quest?
Oh, I feel like this would be a good time to drag someone into conversation. Maybe Steve just grabs the cat. Just to force you into a roleplay situation so you two can converse. In some way, shape, or form. But no.
Oh, Shelly was going to try to practice talking with Steve.
That'll be an int roll.
Which I'm bad at.
He is terrible at them, though. So, the limit is quite...
Fucking hell!
You just go over what you learned from Lefanfish, really. But you're able to explain it in a way that Steve actually understands that this is just a practice. He doesn't have to do these things. But beyond that, it's a little rough. He's patient. He sits there watching for your cue.
Eventually, when I realize it's not going to work, I just kind of give up and I just kind of lean against him with a sigh.
And that's how you spend the remainder of the watch. Everyone's throats are slit in the night. Steve was just too distracting.
Oh, she's paying attention.
But being that you were awake for it, as was Steve, actually, come to think of it, morning does arrive. Naturally, in fact, you see the sun come up. You see a low level of light gradually expand into a greater one. This looks like a morning that you are familiar with.
This is a welcome thing.
And no dreams, apart from Marcel. He was remembering the time he was a crab. But that's it.
You see a little
Does
lemur
he miss those
playing with
times?
claws.
Yeah. He's just got a crab carcass and he's just snapping the claws together a little bit. I mean, he's still the same spirit.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably been other things before that. Depending on Rainey's escapades, which may be a conversation topic for another time. Because no one gets to just sit back. Gotta take part in this. Mandatory enjoyment. But yeah, you all get your HP back. You get up to half your hit dice back in value. Spell slots, prepare your shit. Anyone want to attune to the Hand of Glory?
So I can actually use Identify the spell if I prepare it?
If you prepare it and use the slot, yeah. Unless artificers
Well,
get ritual casting, I can't remember.
I do think they get it. Yeah, they get it.
Then yeah, you cast
I
it. Okay.
prepare Identify and use it on the hand.
Hand of Glory, yes. I'm gonna copy and paste it. Oh yeah, I should add the light limit. Provides 20 bright, 20 dim light to only the holder. No one else, even if they hold hands. And has free charges it gets back daily. But have the knock spell or hold person. Actually, hold person should have two, takes up 2 of those charges. Forgot to note that down.
Okay.
Knock only takes 1 charge. But you have to have it in your hand brandishing it. So think about that in the case of weapons and shields.
Technically, I couldn't even use shield, so... Anyone else wants the hand?
I use
you-
2 weapons.
As you offer it around with the hand extended.
No, thank you.
I have a whip and a dagger.
Okay.
I already have 2 hands of glory.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I'm surprised in you, Mulch. I thought you were going to stuff it down your trousers so the hand's just poking out.
No.
I was going to suggest you could slap people with hand.
Put the hand in the mouth of the dwarf.
No.
But I guess if no one wants, I'll take it. I don't think I have any. Just one attunement slot left. Used up, actually, so... I guess I can try to attune to...
Yeah. No problem at all. Also, the odd sight of the party awakening to find the sea elf cuddling with the large, confused lizard folk. You wonder, did she even really keep her eye out last night?
Probably not.
You were all sleeping here, put your safety in her hands, and she was canoodling. But as we look across the members of his party, it's probably as far as they could have gotten. Certainly Mulch. So, objectives for a party. Movement. Where are you going?
Well, I would, of course, inform people of the light in the distance that we should probably head over there.
Then Ginny asks, which one?
I point at where it was across the bay.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how quiet the party gets when it comes to make a decision.
Oh, I'm just still noting things down.
Probably can't, but is there any signs of that glow behind the volcano?
It's getting lost by the light pollution.
Okay. Then I will agree with Shelly.
Steve does not vote.
Sounds good.
He's not used to the democratic process yet.
Steve, it's not only your right, but it's your duty to vote.
He also probably doesn't understand the conversation.
And you get back to Saltmarsh, and Simon points out, I am the chieftain. What I say goes. That is how it works. Take your foolish potato thoughts of vote.
Sometimes you just have to vote for whatever the boss says.
What was the question?
Where we're going? Are we going to investigate the wonderful light that we saw?
It's
Over
the
here?
wonderful light at sea?
It's the one across on the land.
Then no. It is likely just fire newts, or Sahagin, or flaming men, or the Wandering Mountain. Do you really want to go investigate that again?
Well, I'm thinking that the way that it kind of lit up, it might have been a campfire, actually.
So that at least rolls out Sahuagin.
If it is fish folk, sending out their numbers is always a good idea, I think.
I suppose we can go check it out.
Or you can promote an alternative action.
We still have the dock to go to, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is deeper onto the island, though.
Dock and warehouse. We do have to get the material Smith still. We did kind of promise him that,
Mm-hmm.
I think. But yeah.
So you're going to
just
start
stick
on...
close to the...
And then there is all of this down here. Get closer to and witness. For now, the tree line seems to be covering it.
Yeah. Well, let's head vaguely into the right. Suspect the warehouse to be, or the docks, or the docks.
You want to stick to the
Get a
coast?
better look, yeah.
Get into the jungle?
I think coastline mostly.
Hours of travel start to kick in. Sandy beach. Feels nice, at least. You know, it's a little bit colder on the beaches. Not by much. And there is just that unpleasantness of, as the water rises up, it does get hot. You don't get the proper coldness of the water, of the waves. Sandy feet. Starting to get in places now that you all are fully clothed and whatnot. You know, beach travel, a little more unpleasant. So far, seem clear. Not much evidence of anything weird. There is tracks, however, very obvious ones, of a numerous convoy of Kuatoa going this way, across the beach. Well, not in the water part, but you know what I mean. From your boat, down this way. Further travel? Give me a survival roll of the trackers.
I think that would be the Rangers.
You'd think. But I think 2 of them are disqualified here.
I'm having a day.
There we go, we have a raise on 11. There are different tracks here, as you start to cross a bit further on. They're heading for where this whole bit was, in that direction, quite clearly. It's not regular feet, it looks like some sort of enlarged crustacean. A lot of big, spiking feet, and some sort of crescent tail end that's been dipping into the sand. Along their trail, still glistening in the sun, is a strange kind of mucus filling in some of the spots. These things seem larger than a horse by their stride.
Oh, that's almost too big to punch.
Any one of you know this kind of thing?
Blind as a bat, so.
I mean, the two rangers are familiar with the fact that there are still giant crustaceans around the locale of Saltmarsh. In fact, the squeezings from the lobsters are going to be made into a fine, selective alcohol. Ginny, you remember trying some? You don't remember the result?
How fresh is it?
I mean, it's hard to tell, really. It's not been destroyed by the waves, so at least before high tide has kicked in. Might be hours.
So should still be edible. I'll go over it. Investigate it. Poke around a bit.
Well, like I said, you're just seeing the tracks.
Oh. Ah.
But it's what it appears to be. Heading directly south.
So, yeah. Well, it's not exactly what we're after. We're still more looking for the docks or warehouses. I'd say we can go on, try to find a warehouse instead, rather than run after the crab. No objections.
No,
No.
I think we can.
No.
I don't object. I was just waiting for somebody else to talk.
You guys have got to stop doing that. Fucking communicate.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I've been doing a lot of that, so I was hoping
I know.
somebody
The
else.
blame is on the Everfree.
Mulch, what do you say?
I think it's good for that. I think we're kind of going in the right direction as it is anyway.
You're choosing to ignore
Right.
the possible fire here in the boat. In this area
Yes.
here.
Rainy, do you want to search for Master's granddad instead?
Who?
Your former crab,
Scuttles.
Scuttles.
Not really.
I'm interested in the fire in the boat.
It is pretty far away, though, from what I understood.
And if the fire is more survivors, they'll probably be coming this way anyway. We might run into them.
Why would they if they were, holed in someplace they thought was safe?
Well, that would be stupid of them.
I mean, like our home base?
Nah, ours is cooler.
Literally true. Figuratively, maybe.
Okay, so check for potential survivors. More for the warehouse.
Let's go for the warehouse.
That's fine with me.
All right.
So you head
We've
into the
delayed that
jungle.
pretty long, and the smith will take some time to make anything of the materials anyway. We can check for the survivors after. If they made it this long, they can make it another 2 or 3 days.
And so the party are heading into the jungle. Deeper into the island. And since there's only half an hour in a session left, we're going to call it here.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't start anything big.
Okay.
I should be, well, I'll do this next week. Next week will probably be Boarside, potentially.
I won't be here.
I know. That's why I said it'll be Boarside next time, probably.
Okay.
There we go. And